What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-division world champion, who currently is the WBC junior lightweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Oscar Valdez, 29 wins, no losses, no draws, 23 big wins by way of knockout. He's 30 years of age. He stands at 5'5.5" with a 66-inch arm reach. He was set to defend his title after coming off of one of the biggest wins of his career, if not the biggest win of his career, when he defeated then reigning junior lightweight WBC Mexican superstar world champion Miguel Berchelt. At the time, Miguel Berchelt only had one loss in his career. He was the favorite to going into the fight. Oscar Valdez had moved up in weight. Oscar Valdez, shocked the world. He was the underdog, and he shocked the world. And he did so in dramatic fashion, knocking out Miguel Berchelt. Oscar Valdez had made some changes. Oscar Valdez, he's now with Eddie Reynoso, well-renowned trainer in the sport of boxing, who is well known to be for his training and relationship with four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who's the unified super middleweight world champion, and he'll be heading into an undisputed showdown with undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Sweethand Plant. That's scheduled to take place November 6th. With that said, Oscar Valdez has now tested positive for multiple banned substances on USADA, United States Anti-Doping Agency. They do strenuous testing. When you have the WBC title, World Boxing Council, better known as WBC, with President Mauricio Suleiman, you have to enter the clean boxing program, which Oscar Valdez, he beat Miguel Berchelt for the WBC title, and he had to enter the clean boxing program. And now Oscar Valdez, unfortunately, has tested positive for a banned substance on the list. The question is, will Oscar Valdez now be stripped of his title? Okay, this is huge news. And unfortunately, Oscar Valdez has now developed a relationship with Canelo Alvarez. And we know Canelo Alvarez, he tested positive for a banned substance, clenbuterol, ahead of his highly anticipated second fight with then reigning unified middleweight world champion superstar boxer Gennady Triple G Golovkin. And so, this is going to be linked to Canelo Alvarez, because that's going to be a cloud over Canelo Alvarez for the rest of the duration of his career. And the WBC, President Mauricio Suleiman and the board, they decided to raise the amount of clenbuterol allowed in your system because a lot of Mexican fighters was testing positive, and they were holding the meat in Mexico accountable, saying that the cattle that they're using over in Mexico is forcing, they're injecting the cattle with clenbuterol, which in return is, when you digest it, you're testing positive. Okay. Not too many people were happy that they raised the levels. Essentially, it seems like they was catering to Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez is a high-profile fighter, high-profile athlete. So Canelo Alvarez, he can essentially eat wherever he wants. He doesn't have to choose, tainted meat. Essentially, okay. Friday, September 10th, Oscar Valdez was supposed to defend his title against Canelo, right? And now that is going to be off the table. Now the question is, again, are the WBC going to do the right thing and remove him as the champion? Okay, he's tested positive for a banned substance, his A sample. Okay, his September defense of WBC featherweight belt against Robson Canelo, Valdez has his B sample that needs to be tested, which may or may not clear him. Okay, so this is interesting. Is the WBC going to make a move? Or the WBC, going to, punish Oscar Valdez for this situation? Because we know they were immediately, they had no hesitation in making a move when it comes to former two-time undefeated super middleweight world champion WBC title holder David Benavidez. When he tested positive for a substance outside of the sport of boxing, wasn't on the banned substance list, but he tested positive for recreational use, and then he missed weight on the scale, the WBC was quick and to make their reaction, and make a judgment, okay? And they removed him as the champion. And so now we have this situation where Oscar Valdez, now we still have to wait for the B sample to come back and see, how that plays out, but this is interesting. Oscar Valdez, he was the underdog in that fight against Miguel Buchelt. And, Oscar Valdez, had some, stamina issues. Oscar Valdez, like Canelo Alvarez, had stamina issues, and then in his fight with Miguel Buchelt, he seemed to be a whole different fighter, right? And now that's a testament to Oscar Valdez's hard work in the gym. Eddie Reynoso, I believe, is a very good trainer, so he made some adjustments. But, this is going to be held over Oscar Valdez's head. He's a young fighter with a promising future. There's some big unification bouts. We have Shakur Stevenson. He's going to take on Jamel Herring. That's scheduled to take place October 25th in Atlanta, Georgia, for Jamel Herring's WBO title. And then obviously the winner wants to fight Oscar Valdez in a unification bout. We know Shakur Stevenson, undefeated former WBO junior lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Olympic silver medalist. He's been trying to secure a fight with Oscar Valdez for quite some time. And he feels like Oscar Valdez had been avoiding him for quite some time. So that's a big fight. And especially after, and in the manner Oscar Valdez, he beat Miguel Buchelt, knocking him out brutally. There's many people that want to see Oscar Valdez versus Jamel Herring, Shakur Stevenson winner. Oscar Valdez versus, at the time, would have been Gervonta Tank Davis, who was the WBA super champion at 130, but he has since vacated that title. So there's big fights out there for Oscar Valdez. Now, like I said, the WBC was swift to make a decision when it came to David Benavidez. We have to see, obviously, if the B sample comes out to be clean, how this plays out. But again, this is going to be linked to Canelo Alvarez, because now he's with Canelo Alvarez, and everybody's going to say, you see, you get with Canelo Alvarez, you get with Eddie Reynoso, you get with the camp, and these are the things that happen. Unfortunately, this is going to be a hitch to Canelo Alvarez's career for the duration of his career. I don't believe that Canelo Alvarez introduced Oscar Valdez to this. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, allegedly. Maybe this is a mistake. Maybe the B sample clears Oscar Valdez. Okay, bright future. I hope that the B sample clears Oscar Valdez, because the sport of boxing needs Oscar Valdez to be clean. We need to have 24/7, 365 days, round the clock testing. It should not just be the WBC. It should be the IBF. It should be the WBO. It should be the WBA. It should be all the sanction bodies, all on the same page, all having a clean boxing program that these fighters have to test 24/7, 365, because you're not hitting a baseball. You're risking everything every time you step through those ropes. Yes, for the fans' entertainment, and yes, you get paid handsomely for your services. But still, at the end of the day, you're putting your opponent, who could be fighting on an even playing field, you putting him at risk, you putting yourself at risk. This should not be allowed in the sport of boxing. This needs to be cleaned up ASAP. And so with that said, Oscar Valdez, if this is the case, and this holds to be true, he needs to be punished ASAP, and the WBC needs to make a move ASAP. They need to start to make examples out of fighters, because this is not fair to fighters that are on an even playing field. Now, everybody, see, here's the issue. Everybody's not on an even playing field when it comes to athletic ability and skill set. And so what happens is you get a lot of fighters trying to even the playing field by using illegal banned substance to even the playing field, because there's a gap in skill set. And so with that said, if this indeed is the case, I think that there should be a swift and quick reaction by the WBC, if this holds to be true, And I think that Oscar Valdez needs to be suspended for at least a year and stripped of his title. And then we get, other fighters fighting for the vacant WBC title. This is not okay in the sport of boxing, and it should not be allowed. This is unfortunate. Hopefully, the B sample clears him, and we can move forward. September 10th fight. But if it's the case where he is indeed guilty, then there needs to be a swift punishment immediately by the WBC and the sport of boxing overall, that he needs to have at least a year suspension. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.